Hello everybody, this is Professor John Canet from the Department of Architectural Engineering, and this video is a report about the research we've been doing in healing architecture, which is related to COVID-19, how we relate to architecture after this pandemic, how we bring sustainable architecture and healing architecture to have a better places to live all around this pandemic. This has been a research by 4 students, 1 company and 1 professor based on healing architecture, timber construction, modular construction, post-COVID design and holistic design. This has been done, as we said, with the outcome of this presentation and physical models, a series of physical models explaining the project for the last few months, as we can see in these pages of the report. First of all, we learn by studying the cases. What we learn is that it would be interesting to work in the concept of wooden cabin, modular architecture, assembly of different parts, one piece for each combined program. So we decide to have definition of the size 4 by 3 meters with different height according to each program inside each cabin. So we studied also about the materials, what kind of materials make sense. So for example, we use a lot of wood materials, which is healing material and sustainable, and the idea of the cross ventilation, which is very important in this kind of situation of COVID pandemic. So we also found some cases more abstract, such as these ones, where there's emphasis on the idea of flexibility and mobility. So in these 2 cases, very similar, we explored, and then we begin to sketch and to discuss into group. So we decided how to do the healing, natural materials, mobile architecture. Some people can have different experience if they are isolating for 14 days. They don't need to be in the same place all the time. So we decided that we were working with 3 types of users: people quarantining, coming from abroad, they need to isolate; people infected with COVID but in a very minor situation, so they just need to be alone, but they can still keep working and so on; and people suffering from corona blues. People are a little bit depressed, they want to experience new things. So these are the users of our design. We decide the idea of the cabin, which can be assembled in different ways according to the needs. There's a basic setup which has the basic things: outdoor terrace, cooking and eating, sleeping area. And then there's the extras that we can add according to the needs. If you are a gym person, you add a gym. If you are love sauna, then you need to get a sauna. This kind of extra space would be added on top of the basic setup. So we designed this and we thought about where it could be. South Korea has plenty of old tracks that are very little used, so we could use them as a setup for our design. We could put them on rails and then keep moving all around these not very used tracks. So this is our design solution, and these are the highlights of our design solution. Generation of a series of cabins that they are interconnected, all with the same dimensions, 4 by 3 meters, but different height according to the program. This cabin concept allows for different configurations according to the needs, and the location of the space can be changed according to the user's wishes, so more flexibility. This geometry of the cabins allow always for cross ventilation through openings in the facade. Constructions are mostly done by wood, and to work with sustainable architecture, and modularity to simplify the construction to make it fast and speed and more affordable. So these are the definition of our highlights. We can see here a little bit of the interior of what we are thinking: eating and cooking, toilet, and then elevated platform for sleeping, flexible living facing the outside. We can do many things in this kind of flexible space, working and studying space with storage and places to work, some kind of sauna for relaxation, gym, sports area. This is flexible and optional. And then another one for climbing and all kind of sports, again optional. All these cabins can be organized in 2 ways. We set option A and option B. In option A, it's a linear configuration. Everything is set on tracks, one next to the other one, but it can be moving around, so we have a diversity of experiences. We can see on the elevation and in the section the different levels of the cabins, and it can have different ways of organizing. We can see here in the model one more time. And we can see in the model that this is moving, and we can flexible generate different types of spaces. This we can see in the model. Again, one more time, the detailed model, the different pieces all together. And there's another configuration, we call it option B, variable configuration. This is not moving, but you can set up in different ways, more dynamic, and create this kind of cabin hubs, one next to the other one. There's more interesting spaces, a little bit more options for cross ventilation in this case, and it's more flexible a little bit. We could have the shorter version with very little cabins and a longer one that can keep expanding. So according to the needs of the person, we're gonna use one or the other ones. Floor plan of the different configurations, all the sets and just the basic cabins in a similar way like these drawings explaining technically how it's done, elevations and so on. Thank you for watching. 감사합니다. Thank you very much.